Okay. So yeah, so let's get started from the very beginning. My name is Ashish Mathur. I'm the Executive Director of the South Asian Heart Center. Viji, it's really nice to have you talk to us today about your experience with the Stop Diabetes program. You joined about a year ago.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for having me on this session, and thank you for creating the Stop D program. I mean, I really think it's one of the most needed and most wonderful program that is available for people with diabetes or even pre-diabetes at this time.
So what made you join the program? I mean, I'm sure you had kind of looked at different things and then you zoomed in on this.
Yeah, so I've been part of the Southeast Asia Heart Center for a long time, so maybe over 10 years. So I've been associated with the organization for a while. But what really prompted me to join this Top D program is because my A1c has been on borderline 5.7 for a while. And no matter what I do, I just could not get that number to come down. And I knew that it was on the cusp of prediabetes. And I didn't want to get into that stage. And I felt like, if I took action right now when I was still, able to do it, I'll be able to bring the number down and understand what causes these numbers to go up. So that was my, just basically wanting to take control back of my health. That was the reason to join this program.
Had you tried other things before?
Yes, I did. So I went on a few diets out there that's on the market, tried them all out for about, I would say I made a real concerted effort for about a year and a half to go on diets, bring my weight down, and none of that helped with the numbers.
Any specific one? I mean, was it some of the well-known diets or what?
There was one called Optavia that I tried, and then I tried other, intermittent fasting and, other things.
So as you look back at this year, what would be kind of the dynamics during that year that worked for you the most or was the most helpful in your journey?
So what I would say that was most helpful was being part of a group of people who had similar ethnic background and therefore were eating similar stuff and they were facing similar things at home. So, the family background and the cultural background were all very similar. And so it was nice to connect with people who had similar issues they were facing in life, and see what, we all shared what we did to handle XYZ, whether it is stress or sleep or family or food. So it was all very nice to be part of a group. And I think compared to any other, whatever else other things are out there in the market, there is Mayo, then other organizations that do this. The cohort was what was really helpful in my case.
All right. Yeah, I guess that group support, is and also relating to the people in the group with kind of similar issues.
Yes. Yes.
Now that you've kind of gone through this, do you feel that you'll be able to kind of sustain the change that you've made?
Yeah, definitely, because I have understood at a very fundamental level what causes issues with A1c, diabetes, insulin resistance. First of all, when I came on this program, I did not know what insulin resistance was. And I've seen my grandmother take insulin shots, and I've seen other family members taking, medications, but I did not understand what insulin resistance is. So there's been a lot of education along the way, which helps the person who went through the course understand fundamentally what is the issue that you're trying to handle. And then, the recommendations that came along with was also it just connected the dots, like sleep and meditation and all of that creates these issues. And once you understand what it is, it's easy to sustain because you go eat that, grab that dessert, what's going to happen. You understand what resistance is.
So you said it so beautifully. I was kind of just reflecting on it myself, and you've kind of articulated that background that kind of stays with you now
Mhm.
because you've understood what the mechanisms are
Yeah.
that cause the issue in the first place. Thank you. Now, did you have a goal of, well, you said that, you were just kind of getting into pre-diabetes. So I'm presuming that you were not still on any medications, correct?
Yes, no, I was not on any medications. I was 5.7, so it was right at the start of pre-diabetes. And my doctor was like, you know what, don't get too worried about it. Start taking action. You don't need any medication right now. Do the right things, and then, pretty soon you'll be fine.
And were you able to measure the A1c after, now or recently?
Yes, yes. And it's come down to 5.3. I'm pretty thrilled about it. And I know that if I do anything that I was doing a year ago, it's going to come back. So it's now that I know what it causes, I'm pretty careful about everything. Very, very thoughtful about what I do.
Excellent, excellent. Now, did you have a goal of losing weight as well, or what that was not?
So I did have a goal of losing about 10 pounds, and I did not achieve that. My goal was more towards the number not being closer to the pre-diabetes. That was more the main goal. If along the way, if I was able to lose weight, yes, I'd like that also. Which woman doesn't like that? So, that, but I did not achieve that in the sense I've lost only 50% of it. But then I also realized that this is a lifelong game. So, I still have time to do this, and I'm not too worried about the weight part. I'm not obese. My BMI is fine. So that would have been a cherry on the top, but it's fine.
Were there any other goals that you were pursuing?
So other than the number part of it, what the main goal I want to do is to understand, why do we all as an ethnic community, why do we go through this? What is it in our diet and our lifestyle that makes us more susceptible to diabetes? I wanted to understand that because I have 2 adult kids, and I wanted to make sure that I gave them the right information right now, so that when they go out and they start setting their life, now it's still good time for me to catch them and kind of bring the corrective procedures in terms of diet and lifestyle. So that was my goal, is to understand, why are we subjected to this particular issue, whereas not to, I mean, there are the ethnicities also having issues with this, but India seems to be the diabetic capital of the world. So I wanted to understand that fundamental issue from a point of view of food and lifestyle.
Awesome. So actually, it's really nice kind of hearing about your thoughts about your children and kind of what sort of education to kind of provide them. But family dynamics is a very important aspect of the work that we do. In that we are hoping that the way we have structured the curriculum, then the ways we have structured the meds per se, the meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep, is something that rubs off on the family just because they see involved with it. So tell me a little bit about your family dynamics at your home. What changes have come about because of you going through this journey yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. So my husband does not have any issues with cholesterol, triglyceride, or diabetes, or any of those things. He's even though he's a few years older than me, he has never had those issues. And I would always wonder, like, why is it he's able to eat all the desserts and I'm not able to? But then with this program, what we've been able to do is to bring about slight changes, because I'm not cooking 2 different dishes. It's going to be one. And my kids have left the house. It's just my husband and myself. So I do cook healthy meals in terms of what needs to, lowering the carbs, the plate method, increasing more vegetables, adding more proteins, because as an ethnic community, our diet is not protein rich. So adding more proteins, And he has seen the difference in himself as well, just eating that food. And so it's like he's also adopted this, even though he has no issues. He's adopted this lifestyle and changes and absolutely loves it, because he finds that this gives him more energy. Just eating more plants and more vegetables gives him more energy. So that has definitely been a positive change. And I'm also always looking for recipes that incorporate more protein and more less carb and more fibrous stuff. So it's been a good thing trying out new recipes and enjoying the whole process.
Amazing. That's really, really, really nice to hear about the positive impact with your husband. And have there been any discussions, say, with your friends around kind of what you've been doing and any impact on your larger circle of influence?
Absolutely. I have not stopped talking about Stop D. It's like every person I meet, I've been talking about this. Anyone who brings up this topic, or even if they don't, it's they see the change in me. They ask me why I don't take this or why I don't eat that, and then the whole story comes out. There have been many friends who have been diagnosed with diabetes several years ago, and then they talk to me about, hey, you went through this program, is it something that I should sign up for? And I've been talking to them about this as well.
Awesome. Really good to hear that as well. So any other thoughts? I did want to ask you about the coaching part. I mean, we talked about the education a little bit in this discussion, but how effective was kind of the one-on-one coaching?
It was very effective because my coach, Erica, was, a person who was able to work with me with my schedule and gently take me, to, if my weight was not coming down, she would, coach me into, okay, let's think about what else you could do about to bring your weight down, or what else you can give up easily without, feeling deprived. So she was very thoughtful and very compassionate and empathetic, and just didn't feel like she was coming from a place like, oh, I know what to do, so you got to do this kind of thing. But she was very sweet and was able to get into our shoes and understand why we were not able to do something, or congratulate us and encourage us when we were able to do something. Yeah.
And Erica also sends out these motivational Fridays. Did you get a chance to read those? Was that something that?
Yes. And I definitely enjoyed those, and I would forward them to my family and friends as well. Motivational tidbits, but definitely those were good. And some of the other things in the program that we didn't talk about now, but I would like to stress, is that what really helped was all the educational part about, how meditation is important, how sleeping on time is important, and how, there are different ways in which we could incorporate Ayurveda into our diet, and how that is helpful. Not necessarily Ayurvedic medicines, but just gentle things like turmeric and cinnamon and pepper and all of that, how that helps with our general insulin resistance, handling of inflammation and insulin resistance. Those were just invaluable to learn about yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, and how all these are very simple things that are available that can be easily incorporated, that we seem to have forgotten along the way.
Excellent. So any other thing that I have not covered that you would like to talk about?
No, I think, this is a wonderful program, and I'd love to see this being spread to as many people as possible. I mean, I think the world is ready for this. The world needs this.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. And, one of the things that I just wanted to let you know is that, the programs at the South Asian Heart Center are really for life, in the sense that we are a resource for you as we go forward. So if at any time, things change, you need help, you can always kind of come back, and we've created simple ways for you to re-engage with coaching, or kind of getting back into the curriculum if you want to kind of take refreshers, etc. So please do avail of that, and we'll be sure to call you at least once a year because we will not forget about you. It's part of our kind of process to call up everybody
Yeah.
at their anniversaries as well. And sometimes it kind of helps when you're doing your annual physical to tie this into that and kind of, meet up with or do at least that one assessment that you get at no additional cost, for every single year over the phone, where we can kind of understand if anything has changed about your risk profile.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Thank you. That'll be great.
And thank you so much for also spreading the word about this program. So a lot of folks in our community can kind of benefit from the kind of thing that you did.
Absolutely.
And I think it's, the proof is in the pudding for you, because you had kind of come out with the goal of, addressing your A1c, and you were able to kind of do that remarkably.
Yeah. Pretty happy about that. And I plan to keep it that way.
All right. Thank you, Viji. It is really nice to meet up with you. I'm going to stop the recording so we can just